Okay, hello. We're trying something new today. We're going to be doing a fun tier list. I figured I'd try something like this out just as, well, one for potential content, but also just to help myself practice talking because boy, do I need the help with it. Formulating my ideas is really important on stream, and I need to be able to do it fast, quick, witty. So we're going to do the tier list, and it probably won't go that well. I know, great preamble to it, right? But we're gonna try it out. So, what are we rating? This is gonna be what a full English breakfast, all items including drinks. Now, of course, I've never had a full English breakfast in one plate. I think I've had a lot of the individual components. Some I haven't. Um, so those will be kind of hard to rate. They're probably just not going to be on my plate if I haven't even eaten it by this point. And we're going to be rating stuff not necessarily how good the individual item is, but how good it is in an English breakfast. So what do we have? We have S. We're just gonna add gotta have it, like Cold Stone sizes. All right, first thing we got. What is this? Apple cider. Now, as an individual item, apple cider is quite good. You know, I would love to have a glass of apple cider. I definitely wouldn't turn it down if it was offered to me. You can have it warm or cold, depending on what type of weather you're in. But I don't know if I'd have it for breakfast. I'm also assuming this is apple cider, but we got two apple drinks here. One is cider, one is juice, presumably. So we're gonna call. You know what? Actually, we're gonna call the red one apple cider with our wonderful red apples. So where do we put apple cider? I think, although it's really good as a drink, like I'm very happy to have it, but it doesn't really go with a lot of the breakfast options I would want. Pancakes, eggs, meat. I kind of want to just have like a warm glass of cider if it's cold outside for the most part, and then be done with it. So I think for the English breakfast, we're gonna have to put apple cider in the C tier. It's just not something I want to combine with my other food items. Now, apple juice. Not too dissimilar to apple cider. I mean, both of them have that apple flavor, obviously. Lacking the sparkling carbonation, but makes up for it with additional sweetness. Apple juice, not exactly the drink I want to start my day. And again, I honestly don't think it pairs well with a bunch of the breakfast items. You know, if I'm having a drink for breakfast, I very commonly do have a glass of juice, but it's usually orange or pineapple, something more citrusy, more acid. I don't I don't really want a sweet apple juice. So I think apple juice is going to join apple cider in the C tier, unsurprisingly. Okay, what is this? Bacon? I think that's bacon. No. Is that ham? Okay, ham. I don't know if you've ever had Christmas dinner, but traditionally for Christmas dinner, what we have is ham. And ham gets eaten around that time, and every year everybody's confused why I don't eat the ham. Because honestly, it's not that good. You know, there's not a lot of flavor. It's like a bad lunch meat, I would say. So already not a big fan of ham. Now on a breakfast, on a full English breakfast, I still wouldn't like ham. Still not that good on its own. Don't think it pairs that well with any of the other items. I mean, if you give me the choice between bacon and ham, like I'm picking bacon, dude. So ham, I'm sorry, but you're not here. All right. Next up is beans. Now again, I don't actually like beans, which is not maybe fair to the beans. But I also like look at this picture, man. This is like bean soup. Who's eating bean soup with their bean juice? I'm not eating that, and definitely not eating that for breakfast. I don't think like this has got to be the full English breakfast has got to be the only time you eat beans for breakfast. I guess maybe you have it on toast. Is the only other way I've seen it. But that's like a UK thing, and being an American, um, yeah, this is just off. I wouldn't want. You know, these could. This picture reminds me of SpaghettiOs, except for they didn't punch the hole in the middle. So you just have these gross looking beans for breakfast. All right, beans, you're going there. I'm sorry. We're not a fan. Okay. Um, this is like a burnt coaster or a hockey puck. What are you? Can I do a reverse image search? What is this? It's really like a piece of bread somebody left in the toaster and forgot about. All right, I don't know what the hockey puck is, but I don't really want anything that black. That's got to be burned, right? What is this? I don't want to eat a hockey puck for breakfast. Coffee? What can I say? Not a coffee drinker. That's the most bitter thing in the world. Not even the cream can salvage it, no matter how much you put in. One microscopic amount of coffee ruins the cream. So we're just going to have to put coffee right next to our hockey puck. Maybe you can dip your burnt hockey puck in your burnt coffee. And you call that a breakfast, but not me. I like my food properly cooked. Okay, French toast. French toast is really good. But how does it fare as an English breakfast item? You know, when I think of an English breakfast, I think of something hearty, savory. French toast, I think, a little bit too sweet for that. Although a very good individual item on its own, I wouldn't really want to have it with my English breakfast. You know, I think I'd rather have a piece of toast over French toast, which is a much sweeter variant of the bread. So honestly, French toast, we're gonna have to put you in the B tier, man. Like you're good, but and you're definitely edible. But you're not, you know. If I didn't see you on an English breakfast, I wouldn't complain. All right, fried egg. This is the king of the breakfast right here, of the English breakfast. You put a fried egg over so many different components. You crack open the yolk, it spills out, gets gets soaked into the potatoes, the toast. That's what you want in an English breakfast right there. Dude, fried eggs go into the top. Like, he's fantastic. Even as an individual item, you know. I wouldn't eat it by itself, but it just works so well in that English breakfast mold, and it's not bad on its own. So it's the egg is maybe the unifying component between the English breakfast for me. Okay. Tomatoes? Dude, who, like, all right, this is what I don't get, right? Like, look at this picture, right? You've got one tomato burned, you've got another tomato untouched by heat. What are you doing to me? Also, who wants to eat half a tomato? Like, I don't even know how you would attempt to go about eating this. Like, you can cut it open, but then it's filled with water. It spills everywhere, all over your English breakfast plate. And you get tomato juice on all your other stuff. No, thank you. I don't want tomato juice on my toast. And by itself, who's eating a tomato like this? Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody just eat plain tomatoes unless they're cherry tomatoes. You know? This is just a massive piece of tomato. Do you fork and knife it? Like, cut it up into smaller bits? Tomato, you're confusing. You don't taste that great. You're like biting into a water gel tablet. So you can go with the hockey puck. Beer? Who's drinking beer for breakfast? Is this what the English do? Do they have a Guinness, like a pint of Guinness for breakfast? Because usually drinking first thing in the morning is, I mean, drinking in general isn't that great for you, but like first, like starting off your day with a pint, no thanks. Also, I don't drink. Now I can't imagine it pairs well with the rest of the English breakfast. Maybe it does, but as a non-beer drinker and somebody that doesn't want to have beer in the morning, we're gonna go ahead and throw the Guinness in with the other garbage down here at the bottom. Hash browns. Hash browns are something I can get behind. What the hash brown does, this is this hearty savory element, this combination piece that can work with multiple things on the plate, particularly our fried egg. It's able to soak up the yolk. The hash brown tastes good on its own, extremely crispy on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside. Not an overbearing taste, so it doesn't overpower anything else on the plate, and works in conjunction with multiple other items. We're gonna have to give hash browns, I think we put them in A. They're pretty solid. What is? I'm just gonna take this beer right here and put it back where it belongs. What is this? HP drink? HP alcohol? Harry Potter Harry Potter alcohol? What is this? Does that say sake? Is that what it is? We'll do a double check. No, it doesn't look like it's sake. Sauce? Oh, there it is! It's not sake, it says sauce! What the heck is HP sauce, dude? Tomatoes? Oh, it's ketchup. Alright, HP sauce? Dude, you're ketchup. Maybe not as sweet, it looks like. But there's sugar in you, for sure. I honestly don't know. Where do I put you, dude? I think I'd be happy to try you. But I've never had HP sauce since I'm not from Britain. This is such a specific item. I think I'm gonna leave it here because I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm not opposed to it either. You know, I might have it on my full English breakfast, so we'll just leave them there for now. These are mushrooms. Mushrooms, man. Okay, mushrooms. There are only certain kinds of mushrooms that are good. Most of the time, when you get a mushroom, it's this very tough, fibrous, bell end shaped thing. I just don't enjoy eating them. So already mushrooms are getting knocked just on an individual level. But for the full English breakfast, you know, I wouldn't do button. But personally, like wild mushrooms, if you can get me some chanterelles and do them right on this full English breakfast plate, they might actually work pretty well with some of the other items. You know, it gives. I guess toughness isn't exactly the aspect I'm looking for, but that's what every mushroom I think brings. They're just tough to eat, man. Some mushrooms are good, some mushrooms are bad. Typical mushrooms are bad. These button mushrooms are not great, but I could probably be okay with them. A couple of them, and I think they work fairly well with some of the other ingredients. But just for me personally, we're gonna put it in the C tier. But I could definitely see this being higher for other people. All right, a glass of orange juice. Now, if you get an actual glass of orange juice, I'm not talking Sunny D or Minute Maid. None of those carton orange juices. If you get actual fresh squeezed orange juice, it's delicious. I think it pairs well with some of the other items. I'd be very happy to have this as my beverage of choice, assuming it's fresh squeezed, which is the assumption we'll be making for this tier list. So orange juice, we're going to give you an A slot. Good job. Poached egg. Poached egg, not too dissimilar to the fried egg. The main thing in the difference would be the caramelization on the bottom. Although that's not a very big difference, in my opinion. Like, I'd be very happy eating a poached egg or a fried egg. And once again, this type of egg just goes so well with so many of the other things I would want in my full English breakfast. I mean, egg. You can join your other egg up here. The top, ketchup. Ketchup works with one thing on our full English breakfast, which would be the potato. But here's the thing about the potato. He's already busy with the egg. He doesn't need to be busy with the sweet ketchup as well. Although having a sweet component on the dish is not unheard of, and the ketchup could solve this problem being extremely sweet, he really only works with the egg. So although I would say ketchup pretty dang good as a condiment, I don't know if I'd want this on in my English breakfast, man. Maybe sometimes, but like, you know, I wouldn't cry if it was missing because we got our lovely eggs with their golden yolks. Ketchup, like, what are you gonna do? Dip your bacon in the ketchup, man? It's just for the potatoes. You're not putting toast in your ketchup. You know? And the potato's busy. So ketchup, you're not as welcome right now. But we still could use you every once in a while, maybe. You know, I'm not offended by having you there. So welcome to the C tier, buddy. All right, a sausage? Well, we definitely need a meat item on our full English breakfast. And the sausage does a great job of fulfilling that hole, as sausages tend to do. I don't know if I've ever really eaten a breakfast sausage, but I'm definitely not opposed to the idea. They're pretty tasty, dude. Like, just sausages in general. So, how well does it work with the English breakfast? I could definitely see, you know, a sausage right alongside my plate of hash browns with my eggs, maybe French toast, maybe the mushrooms. So sausages, they're gonna get a jump shot right into the A tier. Maybe even over this orange juice because I don't care if I have this or not. Sausages, fantastic. Okay, scrambled egg. So in contrast to our Primero eggs with the runny yolk, the scrambled variant, dude, he's lacking that pizzazz that the other two possess. I mean, look at this guy. He's yellow all the way through. What does he work with? Like, I guess he works okay with the potatoes, and he works okay with the sausage, but that's just because he's an egg. He's in the egg family, but he's not the golden child. I mean, out of all the ways to do eggs, scrambled eggs are not the one I would choose. But he's still okay, in comparison to some of the other options you can have. Scrambled eggs, man, you're going in the B tier. I mean, the dish is already occupado by two other egg variants I would much rather have. So that just means you're going down a peg, buddy. Okay. Bacon. Bacon, fantastic on its own. Got no problem eating, a couple pieces of bacon with any breakfast meal. So already bacon's looking pretty good in the full English breakfast setting. Bacon. I mean, what does he not work with? He's a fantastic salty component on the dish that could really use it. And let's be honest, bacon might be the best choice of meat in the morning. He works with French toast. He works with hash browns. He works with eggs. You could have, oh man, if you chop the bacon up, put it with the mushrooms, fantastic. He can even elevate the fungi of the group, and that's saying something to me. Unlike the counterpart ham, which is tough, chewy, bacon is crisp, and very flavorful. So bacon, man, what can you say about bacon besides I love you? All right, British tea. What is this, like tea and milk tea? Is that what it is? Okay, I'm not a tea drinker. I don't know if I've ever had milk tea. I think it'd be unfair for me to judge this British tea. I say it's British just because the cup has got like the Union Jack on it. I don't. I just don't like milk tea though. I don't think. But I haven't really had that much, so we're gonna leave them there for now. This better not be coffee, man. If this is coffee, I'm gonna blow my lid because coffee is not going anywhere near my English breakfast. As a non-coffee drinker, that's not allowed. But I will leave a little reservation for tea. So we'll leave them right here next to the HP. Our two English items that we can't really judge right now. Toast. All right, don't get me wrong. A nice piece of bread, toasted, it's honestly not that great on its own, right? You can put some butter on it, help it out a bit. You kind of have to, otherwise you're just biting into this dry piece of bread. But on its own, like I wouldn't want to eat just a piece of toast for breakfast. That'd be insanity. I wouldn't feel full at all. It's not the flavor I want. It's too damn dry. In the morning, I gotta refuel with liquid somehow. And toast is the counteraction to that, where I just dry myself out even more, like a sponge in the desert. But in the full English breakfast setting, although toast is not very good on its own, it can work with a lot of the other stuff on this plate, particularly the eggs as a fantastic, that dry sponge all of a sudden gets a nice rain of yellow yolk. I mean, the toast, he's going to be doing a great job being the sponge for that. Oh, so toast. Although you lack some stuff on your own, we can put toast in the B tier. Because I'm not too sad if he's not there, but he does serve a function in the English breakfast. Otherwise, I'd be putting him lower if it was just on an individual basis. Water? Oh, dude, water's a classic. People for thousands of years have been drinking water, and people to this day still drink water. And with the full English breakfast, there's not a problem with a glass of water. On an individual level, water's pretty good. It's refreshing, especially in the morning when you're eating breakfast. Like damn, a nice tall glass of water to rehydrate. You know, sometimes I just have a water bottle next to me when I wake up in the morning full of water, and I chug that thing. And it's one of the best drinks of water I get in the day. And I look forward to it when I wake up. So water on an individual level, fantastic in the morning with our English breakfast. He doesn't really provide a lot of flavor, but he can provide a sort of palate cleanser because we have so many different things going on. It can be nice to get that, that refreshing, clean taste of water and then go back into eating our extremely flavorful dish. So water, man, you're doing a great job out here. I think I gotta put water. I feel like I don't need water for an English breakfast. Like I don't like I'd be okay with another fluid of choice, even though water is fantastic. If this was just like in the morning stuff I need to eat, water would be S. But with the full English breakfast, man, like I might have a glass of water as an appetizer to a full English breakfast right when I wake up, and then 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, I could go ahead and eat my food, and I get my beverage of choice that's not water. So I think we got to go for A. I want to say that's the most controversial opinion on here, but I know it's not since I put hockey puck and beer down here and then not on my plate. All right. What are these? We got thick cut chips and thin cut chips or French fries. These bad boys, I'm from America, right? Like these are food items you eat for lunch, not for breakfast. I don't think I've ever had French fries in the morning for breakfast. That's insanity to me. There's a lot of ways to do potatoes in the morning, but these two I have never seen. I don't even think McDonald's is serving. Does McDonald's serve French fries for breakfast? Can we get a fact check? I want to say Mickey D's. Nobody's going to McDonald's for breakfast to get the fries. They're going for the pancakes. They're going for the hash brown. Oh, they're going for the hash brown, but they aren't going for the fries, dude. Like, Like, I think they're great, don't get me wrong. French fries are fantastic, and they are probably one of the best ways to do potatoes. But in an English breakfast, man, like, I don't know. I don't think so. What, you gonna dip your fries in the yolk? You got the hash brown for that to soak it up. You got the toast to soak it up. You got the meats to pair with it. I don't know why you're eating French fries for breakfast in the first place. It's just such a weird idea to me. I mean, yes, it like hash browns are fried potato, and French fries are fried potato, but there's just a difference. Maybe it's just I've been influenced too much by bad French fries, maybe, or the culture that I'm in. But the French fry is not a breakfast food. I'm sorry. So as a non-breakfast food, he will not be making it into the English breakfast. At least not into the top rated tier of gotta have it. Now, if I did have a plate of French fries in the morning, I'm not going to say no, but it's just very unusual. And I think I'd rather have French fries than, man, I don't know. I think I might put them thick cut. Okay, let's be real about one thing too. Thin cut is superior to thick cut in almost every case, except for in maybe the breakfast scenario where I don't actually really want a French fry. I would much rather have a bigger cut potato, one that is also much easier uh, or much better at soaking up some of the liquid, some of the sauce from our full English breakfast. So I think a thick cut potato, man. Normally I'd rate you lower, but you're like potato wedges almost. So we're actually gonna put you in the B tier, French fry, C tier. You can go right next to your buddy ketchup. This is the pairing. If this was lunch, these two would be in different slots. But because we're doing full English breakfast, he's got to go in C tier. What is that? Is that gin? Am I crazy? What is with the alcohol, man? Who's having this much alcohol for breakfast? Okay, gin. I mean, what else can I say? I've said it before. I'm not an alcohol drinker. I don't know what kind of person you are that you're drinking this much alcohol in the morning. I know there's mimosas. I think that was like the only acceptable early morning alcoholic beverage that I've heard of. But I don't want a glass of gin. That sounds literally toxic. You can go ahead and pour this gin. You don't have to put it in the cup. Just put it on my hockey puck, and we can put that straight into the trash. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything, man. So if you look at this breakfast, you're like, oh, you're gonna so on your full English breakfast, if you had the bare bones, it would just be eggs and bacon. And you know what, man? That's not even that's not that bad. But that's not how we're looking at it. This is every full English breakfast has to have these, but it's also got to have some other stuff on it from the A tier and the B tier, C tier. You know, because if it's just S tier, that's insanity. This is just what every English breakfast should have. And then these other ones are optional, but it's got to have at least some of the options. So we're not getting just a plate of eggs and bacon and calling that a full English breakfast. That'd be crazy. It's definitely going to have some of this other stuff. But also, as somebody that's never had full English breakfast before, maybe I can say I have now if it's just eggs and bacon. So that is the plus to just saying that this would be complete. But we're obviously not doing that. I think everything is placed where it should be. I'm honestly internally debating like moving hash browns up. Like, and I think I will. Well, no, I don't think I do because you definitely need the egg. You definitely need the bacon. You can have another meat item. You can have a bread item, a potato item to help out with your egg. Maybe you even have another egg item, but probably not. A vegetable is always good. Mushroom. I don't know if that's a vegetable. Don't at me. So I think it's looking pretty good. So this, yeah, this is the full English breakfast, rated a la person who has never had a full English breakfast or really knows what it is, and doesn't even live in Britain. So if you're if you're wondering why it might be a little off, that's why. You can tell me. You can go ahead and give me all my bad takes and comment on what I got wrong, because I definitely feel like I missed the mark on some things and people are not going to be happy. But hey, man, put it in the comments. I'll check it out later, and see you next time. Bye.